Huh? Oh no, that's not permissible at all. Wait, sorry, I may not understand the question. What I'm understanding is, can we take the religious texts? Oh, another religious text, like of a different religion, and then try to interpret the Quran through that? No. When we have transmissions that correlate, then it's okay, but we're not relying on their texts. We're relying on our transmissions. The reason for this is we cannot trust anything in the other books as being representative of what was revealed, because we know the books have been altered. So we can't say, oh, they're all revealed from Allah, they'll have some sort of correlation, so we can use these texts to fill the gaps in the Quran. This is not permissible at all. Scholars of tafsir, scholars of the Quran, whose knowledge is grounded in the Quran and in the sciences that we just mentioned, if they examine the other texts and they can identify correlations, then that's okay, because they're already grounded in the Quranic understanding. So now they can go out and explore, so they can be able to reject and accept things based on their knowledge. But people can't come from the opposite. I know there are Christians who say that to understand the Quran you must read the Bible, or Jews that say to understand you must read the Torah. And there are books written claiming this. That's okay, because that's how they understood the Quran. So that's not a truth or false statement. If somebody says, I find X, that's not a truth or false statement. That's an information you're giving about yourself. So we're not going to even debate about that. If that's what you experience, that's what you experience. It's like if I say, you know what, I like mango, and somebody says, nah, you're lying. So I'm telling you my experience. So, right, you can only falsify that if you have some other statement that I made contrary to that. So I know Jews who say that is because I read the Torah, I understand the Quran. Okay, that's your experience. Or Christians who say, because I read the Bible, the Quran made sense to me. That's your experience. Now, a Muslim can't look at those two statements and get an idea, maybe I need to write a book where, no, not permissible at all. Sorry, just since we touched on that, even for Muslims, reading non-religious texts, let me rephrase that, not non-religious texts, the religious texts of other religions, is impermissible except for ulama. There's a difference in the Shafi'i madhab. So we have among the later scholars that we rely on for fatwa. When I say for fatwa, to say that this is the Shafi'i madhab. Among the later scholars we have Al-Imam Ibn Hajar, Al-Haytami, and we have Al-Imam Muhammad Al-Ramli, rahimahullah. And they differ on issues. And for scholars who are not capable of tarjih, they can follow either of the two. So one of the two said that it's impermissible mutlaqan. It's not permissible at all under any circumstance. And the other one, I can't remember which of them said what. The other one said it's permissible. I think Ibn Hajar is the one who said it's permissible but for the ulama. And the basis for this is Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu had copies of at least parts of the Bible. And the Prophet ﷺ prohibited them from reading it when they were new Muslims. And then he allowed them when they were ulama. So they say, okay, the ulama can because the purpose is to refute. But non-ulama can't, because if you're not grounded in your own tradition, to go read around in other people's tradition is going to get you confused. And this goes, I haven't seen this from the fuqaha, but I would think that it applies to every other type of philosophy that can interfere with the belief of a Muslim, which would include all of these modern ideas that we have, which is the basis, like logical positivism is the basis of modern education. So one of the mistakes Muslim parents make is they send their kids to school to learn the normal school syllabus without them knowing religion at any deep level. And so they're learning a philosophy that is inimical to religion while not really learning religion at any fundamental level. And so when they hit puberty, they have a lot of problems believing a lot of things in religion. And that's simply because the filter wasn't there. So that's a problem.